Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
You've heard the saying, anything you can do, I can do better. Well, after Ian Kennedy pitches lights out, his teammate Daniel Hudson tries to one-up him. They push each other to excel, and it's working. Together, they have walked away winners a combined 34 times. Now, tonight, Daniel goes to work old school style. As the Diamondbacks, well, they don the purple uniforms from '01. It's reunion weekend. Time to relive the journey to a championship and continue Kirk Gibson's goal to seek another. The guys are excited to take a step back in time and certainly glad that they're at the top of the National League Western Division. Honoring the 2001 World Champions this weekend on Fox Sports Arizona. It's the San Diego Padres. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks. Reggie Sanders inside of the dugout exchanging congratulations to this year's club. You can see what has gone on, and you can see what the Diamondbacks are getting close to accomplishing. Not only that, but trying to earn themselves home field advantage, chasing the Milwaukee Brewers. And Milwaukee right now is losing to Philadelphia 3-0. That game is in the top of the fifth inning. And I'm kind of excited to be a part of it, too. There's a world champion. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. It's going to be a blast all weekend long. But let's talk about the 2011 club, because much like when you were world champs, there's a couple of teammates that are making one another better. They push one another. And you talk about Daniel Hudson and Ian Kennedy. And, of course, Hudson is on the mound tonight.
Well, you can see them as a dynamic duo. You can see they're right there with Justin Verlander and former Diamondback Max Scherzer. But what these guys do is, just like you said, they make each other better. And last night, Ian Kennedy, well, he's going to be tough to beat because once again, in a big game, he was dominant. No walks, 11 strikeouts, 7 2/3. Huge innings for the Diamondbacks. This guy continues to be in the conversation about the Cy Young Award. And then Daniel Hudson tonight, well, if he's going to top that, he's going to have to be awfully good, Darren.
Yeah, he's wearing that throwback uniform. Looks good, and there was a couple of big-time pitchers in that postseason run for the Diamondbacks. He's close to 200 innings as well.
And that's what you want to be known as a starter, an innings eater, a horse, if you will. And Daniel Hudson, certainly, as well as Ian Kennedy, have been the two horses for the Diamondbacks this year.
In the organizational meetings in spring training, Reggie Sanders stood up and said, I've got a couple of things I'd like to tell Justin Upton about. Had some advice for him. And Kirk Gibson, right across the room with hundreds that work for this organization, said, you're welcome in our locker room anytime. You're welcome to share your knowledge yourself. And I think as the world champs are gathering, you're here every day. But the openness that you see with the 2011 club, it's kind of a utopian state. We celebrate your world championship in a year in which the Diamondbacks are playing good baseball, and there's an openness with both teams.
I agree, and I think Kirk Gibson is really good about that, too. He is the guy that says, you know what, Reggie Sanders, or even some other guys from long ago, Gonzo, if anybody like that, if you've got something that you think is going to help this ball club, by all means, come on in here and help us out, because Kirk Gibson knows he doesn't have all the answers, so there just might be something somebody else can help this ball club. And you know what? If it helps this team win, Kirk Gibson's all about it.
You know what it sounds like, doesn't it, folks? This franchise that is still a baby franchise is growing a bit of a history, growing a bit of a legacy, and guys are starting to pass on knowledge to one another. A real celebratory weekend. Kirk Gibson has his thoughts, and boy, does he have a lot of respect for the 2001 World Champion Diamondbacks.
course, Gibby won it in '84 with the Tigers and '88 with the LA Dodgers. And Chase Field has turned distinctly purple for this reunion weekend. A lot of comparisons coming up between the 2011 team, the way they play, they're hard-nosed, determined, and the way that 01 championship team did. Kirk Gibson, it's our Geico quote of the game, talking about having the guys that won the World Series 10 years ago back in this park.
We're trying to duplicate what they've already accomplished here in this stadium. I think it'll be great for us to have that story recreated in front of our eyes. It'll be a great affirmation. It'll help us understand exactly where it is we're trying to go. And it'll be an honor to be able to talk to these guys and hear some of the stories. And they had a great team. You can't take it away from them.
Love what Gibson had to say about an affirmation, the way these guys are playing the game, the same way that 01 team did as well. It's Purple Pride. It's a purple rain all over the place. D-backs at Padres next on Fox Sports Arizona. All right, make it.
Celebration, certainly Daniel Hudson ready to go. Will Venable will lead it off. We'll give you the entire Padres starting lineup here in a bit, but we are underway from Chase Field. 1-0 the count as that one misses outside. Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres go toe-to-toe tonight. San Diego 62 and 82 as that one is a high fly to center. That's where Chris Young is playing. He actually debuted as a Diamondback in a purple uniform as he puts that one away. Chris Young does. Let's take a look at the Padres. Venable, Bartlett, Cameron Maybin. Jesus Guzman, a big surprise. Nick Hundley, the U of A. Kyle Blanks, James Darnell, Alberto Gonzalez, and Big Matt Latos. Skipper Bud Black hoping to find a little bit more of a magic mixture. His club really struggling right now. It's been a time in which they haven't hit. They've got a good pitcher on the mound who's had a good second half as that one is outside. 1-0 the count. Now for Daniel Hudson. He's got 15 wins. He's got an ERA of about 3.5. And his last 3 starts, he has been really good.
Very good. He has been the lightning with Ian Kennedy's thunder. And he's been a guy that's going deeper into games as the season goes. And once again, a young guy in September. Not used to pitching in September are these youngsters, but boy, they're getting better as the season goes on.
Fouls half one off, and ouch, kind of banging around in the knees and thighs of Miguel Montero.
Montero, another guy that's worn the purple before, just for a little bit.
Now, you put out the call on that research. I thought that was a great idea to remember some of the players who would be in 2006. There's another one, Robbie Hammond.
First baseman Lyle Overbay.
Pitches outside. 3-1 the count to Jason Bartlett. Lyle trying to get that lid to fit just right. It's a little big on him.
Players don't like to break in new hats if they can help it.
Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. Yeah, we were talking about the guys that did debut. We miss Stephen Drew every day. Wish he was out here to be a part of this, continuing to heal from the ankle injury and the surgery. Has popped by the clubhouse on occasion. And don't forget Orlando Hudson as well. Oh, my gosh, there he is.
There's Stephen. All right.
Great. What a neat surprise. Promise you folks, I didn't know he had that shot to back it up. He literally just walked into the dugout. What a treat it is to have. That's a sight for sore eyes, isn't it, Diamondbacks fans? Well, good to have him back.
All the smiles on all the faces over there just tell you how popular of a young man that guy is. Jeff Blum saying, I missed a lot of games too. Good to see him.
Well, that is a great shot. Good get, guys. I know Brad had a chance to bump into him. We'll bring Brad in with a minute with his perspective. Outside.
Miguel Montero now going to go out and have a conversation with Daniel Hudson, who's already a little angry at himself. All the pitches that he's missed with so far, folks, have been outside to a right-handed hitter. And that just shows you right now he's just a little bit mechanically flawed as far as that release point. He'll try to find it after a conversation with Montero.
One 1-0 the count on Cameron Maybin. 8 home runs, 36 batted in, but he scored 72 times this year. As that one is fired over. In the first inning, Hudson, this is where he really tries to establish himself and starts. And if he's going to struggle, it's usually here and now. His ERA is nearly 5 in the first inning. Bouncing ball. This should clean things up. Can they hurry it? There's one, and that's all they will get. Coming on into Aaron Hill there with a clean slide, a hard slide, is Bartlett. So Maybin is on with a fielder's choice.
Oh, good meeting on the mound from Miguel Montero. And you can see Bartlett going in hard, and I think Cameron Maybin just runs way too well. I don't think they would have been able to turn it anyway, but the lead runner is erased. So Daniel Hudson right back where he needs to be.
So gets that big second out. Opponents hit .302 against Hudson in the first inning this season. Remember, he's a pitcher that has overall a .260 opponent's batting average. So once he can slide through that first inning, things get a lot better for the big fella, the 24-year-old. Still 24 years old, too. That's the thing I think we need to remind ourselves. This is a young man. He won't be 25 till week 2 of next year's spring training. Off the end of the bat, chasing Young. Still going back to the track. He's got room. Well, that purple runs pretty well out there.
The purple looks good, doesn't it?
It really does. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Play slots with your Players Club card at any Gila River Casino. You can win up to $20,000 instantly. Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich Combo is back. And it's only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats with no blackout dates. Folks are in costume, in character, and my guess is for a lot of these passionate Diamondbacks fans, all they had to do is go a notch down in their closet.
I think you're right.
I'm thinking most of them did not purchase for tonight, and if they did, good for them. I mean, if they decided they're newer fans and they wanted to play along, I don't really know who that represents, that scary baseball man mask. Willie Bloomquist gets ready to go. You can see the boys in purple sporting the authentic helmets as well. He faces Matt Latos for the first time. Willie does in his career, and this is a big fella.
He is a big fella. Not having a lot of success this year, wins-loss wise, but this is a guy that can beat you any given night, Darren. This guy's been throwing the ball a lot better of late.
Well, you mentioned that in his 10 starts since the All-Star break, his ERA is about 3.3, so pitching very well. The numbers overall this season brought to you by our partners with Lincoln. In the second half, opponents are hitting .203 against him. Off speed, pulled the string back on him. Good pitch, 1-2 the count. It's funny. You think about Lato, size, stature, the way he kind of attacks, uses the fastball a lot, and you think about Hudson. I mean, they're different arm angles, but these are two big, broad-shouldered guys that'll go after you. Fastball, ran it in. A tough pitch to handle. And Willie Bloomquist grounds out. He's riding an 8-game hitting streak right now. Starting lineup for the Diamondbacks as penciled in by Kirk Gibson. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com/Yahtzee for your chance to win rapid reward points. Hill on a roll. Upton starting to heat again. Montero, for him, on an epic hitting streak. His career high. It's Roberts. It's Overbay, Young. Gerardo, Parra, Daniel, Hudson. One of the best hitting pitchers in the National League, Hudson. Here is Aaron Hill.
Man, look at the breaking ball Latos is breaking out tonight. That's two curveballs, two swings and misses. One from Bloomquist, now one from Hill. Goodness.
Fastball, line drive, 12-game hitting streak for Hill. Takes a good, aggressive turn. Opposing teams are trying to find a way to cool this new Diamondback off with very little success.
Well, Latos, after the curveball down and away, tries to come in, and he just gets it off the label, but it's a little bit up, so he's able to flip it out into left field for a base hit. Speed on the bases now. And Justin Upton, he of his 29th home run here last night, a bomb into the left field seats. But he wasn't feeling very good, I understand, last night.
Now he's feeling under the weather, removed from the ball game late. Just general illness, flu-like symptoms. 0-1 the count, Justin Upton. Yeah, you could tell he didn't feel well. I mean, he homered, which was good news, but appeared to be dragging around the bases pretty dramatically. So after that,
he slow-trotted, there's no question.
I'm guessing that was why. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball in a dandy. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he's got a good one going tonight. No doubt about this one. Bit of a slow trot.
Riding that roller coaster, but you know what? The dips in the roller coaster getting shorter, smaller, and less dramatic. And the highs are real high. The other thing that graphic doesn't tell you is that during the dips, that high breaking ball is high, Justin's walking more.
That's a good thing.
He's walking more during the dips. 1-2 the count.
And if you can make those 0 for 4s turn them into 0 for 3s, it'll make a big difference, trust me. And plus, with his speed, Anytime he gets on base, he's a threat.
Well, look at him trying to come in. Runner on the move. Stolen base. Hill fits right in very nicely for Aaron. That is 17 stolen bases. And he managed not to bounce his chin, fortunately, on the dirt this time.
Gets a pretty good jump. Nick Hundley with a throw on the bounce, and once that ball bounces, the glove has to come up. Can't get the tag down, and Hill slides in safely.
Yeah, he kept that neck plenty stiff. He didn't want to mess with that chin anymore. Well, he's got all kinds of scrapes and scraps all over him, doesn't he? On that arm and chin. Yeah,
he's just a human bruise is what he is.
It's been fun to bring him on board with this organization.
He's made it a lot of fun. He's played terrific.
Upton, high fly ball, pretty well struck to center, but underneath it. And so Justin is retired, heading to third, and doing so standing up is Hill. Defensively for the San Diego Padres. There's a good one out there in the middle of it all in MAYDIN. On the infield, Darnell, Bartlett, Alberto Gonzalez, and Jesus Guzman. Nick Hundley catches. One of the best mistake hitters there is. And when he hits it, they stay hit. Kyle Blanks.
Oh, yeah.
Orlando Hudson taking this one in. Remember, he was a purple Diamondback. Here for a couple of seasons. He wore both purple and red. Miguel Montero. That one bounces into the dirt.
That's a good play there by Nick Hundley. With Hill tagging up and moving to third. He's got to be a wall back there to keep it from being a 1-0 game.
And that last pitch right there showed, because you could say, well, a single would score him anyway. That last pitch showed why you tag up and go to third.
Exactly.
Already dirty as it gets. Chopper. Looked like a high changeup. 1-1 the count. Miguel, that hitting streak at 16 games now. 21 hits during that time, so hitting .339 as you can see. Nearly got it. 2-1 the count.
Looks like Latos has got some new ink this year. Looking forward to you coming in one of these years with a bunch of new tattoos.
2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Breaking ball. Big swing, and he fouls it off. 2-2. Hudson against Latos. They met on July 28th. The Padres were victors in that game, 4-3. And since that loss, in which Hudson dropped to 10-7, he's gone on a nice roll. But these two met earlier this year. It was the Padres winning the ball game.
Only wants a fastball. Latos wants a breaking ball.
Hit on the ground, out to Guzman. To the bag, the Diamondbacks. They strand that runner. We've played one. Scoreless at Chase.
D-backs are scoreless, and that is a great sight. Not only Stephen Drew back, but also in purple. And, you know, you've been gone for a little while, and, you know, the teammates will still get you. Falls for the oldest trick in the book. I've got to think that J.J. Putz was behind that, but it was a treat to talk to Stephen earlier in the day in the locker room. You know, he says he's finally out of that cart that he was on. He hated that. He's in a walking cast with crutches. He can put a little bit of weight on it, but the frustrating thing for him is he hasn't been able to do a whole lot of cardio, just some upper body work. But things are going well. He's going to start doing some rehab soon, but just great to have him back. It was fantastic to see his teammates coming up, and Ian Kennedy gave him a big old hug. He is a big part of this team, and it's just a shame he's not going to be a part of what we hope is going to be a great postseason run for these guys.
Thank you, Brad. We appreciate you spending the time with him. And it is one of those guys that, in his own way, he just fits the fabric. If this team was a quilt, I mean, he's just one of those squares, and he's his own unique part of it, like they all are. Into the dirt it goes. There's a little bit of crazy mixed in. There's a little bit of determined mixed in. There's some silly. There's some guys that are more the bookworms. There's all kinds of guys, sure. And there's some tattoos mixed in. There's not one like man down there, that's for sure. It's popped up to the right side. That one is put away by Aaron Hill. Nick Hundley is beaten. Defensively, brought to you by David Robleski and Associates. Kind of the purple background. You see that there?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Miguel Montero behind the plate. You were around when he was a baby breaking in purple, and he looked to you to learn a little bit about playing in the big leagues.
He was just dominant through the Arizona Diamondbacks minor leagues. And we took a lot of ground balls together. That was pop foul. And just talked a lot of baseball. The one thing that I really liked about Lyle was he was always eager to learn, always asked a lot of questions. He wasn't like I said, this guy, he dominated the minor leagues. And he didn't think he had all the answers.
There's a similar thing going on now. Dare I say, a passing of the torch. Overbay now wearing your shoes, Goldschmidt wearing his shoes.
Well, and someday it's going to happen for Goldschmidt as well. There's going to be a young stud.
Blanks pops it up.
Man, might as well catch it, Lyle, since we're talking about you.
You were on network assignment, and these two sat by one another for a good period of time on the bench, and they were talking baseball. And it was one of those where I made mention in your absence of how much you had meant to Lyle, and then you could see Lyle starting to do some of the same things. It's got to make you proud.
Yeah, and I always and that guy for me was Leon Durham. Leon Durham was great to me as I was getting the job for the Chicago Cubs, and he always told me, he said, son, this day is going to come for you. He goes, you just remember what I did for you. And boy, did I ever learn. And Lyle was the guy that I got to spend a lot of time with when he was a young rookie.
Two 2-0 the count to James Darnell. San Diego, the one thing they have been struggling with more than anything, they're 2-12 in their last 14, is hitting. And for Bud Black, he knows it's a problem, but it's been a problem at home. It's been a problem on the road, as that one has swung right through 2-1. In those last 14 games, they're hitting just over 200, averaging 2 runs a game.
Man, that's just not going to get it done.
Pitching enough. To the right side, giving it a run is Justin Upton toward that track, and he puts it away. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row sat down by the man wearing purple, Daniel Hudson. Enroll now for the Fry's Diamondbacks Rewards Program. And earn points by buying participating items at Fry's. Kia Motors. To learn more, visit phxkia.com. Gracie and Darren, along with Brad down by the dugout, glad to have you with us tonight. Thanks for inviting us into your home this evening. We hope you have a great weekend, wherever you may be headed. Right down the middle to Ryan Roberts. Roberts is not like the Padres this year. He's like just about everybody else this season, especially with the long ball. Hitting just .216 against San Diego this year, and that fastball a bit too much, 0-2. Speaking of long balls, every time a Diamondbacks player hits one out of here, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Breaking ball. This is outside. It's just never ending in that dugout.
Always trying to figure something out, always trying to. Hey, what did he throw you?
Latos feels good about his curveball tonight, doesn't he?
He's got a very good one. There's a lot to feel good about. He's not only throwing it for strikes, but he can use it early. And this is his put-away one right there. Down and away, just beautifully executed by Latos.
Celebrating a World Series title, of course, Lyle Overbay had just 2 at-bats that year when he was called up from the minor leagues. I know, Brad, you have a little bit more on that story.
Yeah, fantastic story. He was a late September call-up, so he was not on the postseason roster. So he'd already planned to play some winter ball down in Mazatlan. And he said that during their games, they'd show the World Series between the D-backs and Yankees up on the big screen. And he would literally, when he was at bat, time his step out of the box to watch the game. So he was very much into that 0-1 World Series, to the point that he let some at-bats kind of slip away because he was watching the action, the World Series.
That's great, Brad. That's a neat perspective to feel like you're a million miles away, yet right at home.
No, he was part of us.
2-0 the count. Lyle down the line and hugging it toward the corner. Goes at home run distance.
Yeah, home run distance, didn't it?
This is back in the day. Tommy on the call there as he's crushing those balls. There you go.
Give me a hug, you big lug.
I
think that was his first big league homer.
And that black jersey looks good too. I like that.
I like that old road black jersey.
Fastball off the plate. It's back in 2001. Lyle was 1 for 2 in the major leagues. He's a very nice career. That one again lifted to left. Just couldn't put enough behind it.
He got beat by a 3-1 fastball, unfortunately.
10 years ago today, the Diamondbacks hosted the Padres. And they came out 8-2 on top of San Diego. A few memories for you folks from 01 on this date. Bobby Witt was the winning pitcher. Young Kim got the save. It was his 16th. Arizona had 13 hits. Your buddy Damian Miller hit a 2-run homer. And Mr. Grace, Matt Williams, Steve Finley, and Tony Womack each had 2 hits apiece in a win over the Padres.
How about that?
On this date.
How about that?
Fastball is a strike, 0-1 the count.
He hadn't changed much, huh? Probably the same exact uniform he was wearing 10 years ago.
He's gone to, I think the only change is a good-looking curveball for Matt. And you've pointed this out the last few years of those, the baggy pajama pants.
Yeah, the bell bottoms.
I don't think he wore those back in the day, did he?
No, he wouldn't be seen in those.
That
just wasn't the style back then.
Boy, he has got a really, really good one. Young just one of his last 28. in baseball history. And it is tattooed into the brain of every baseball fan. It is part of Diamondbacks and the state of Arizona's sports history, certainly forever and ever. So be honest now. Don't look this up. Promise me you won't. Our Kia text poll. By texting the vote, you consent to receive a message from Kia Motors America.
That's a good question.
What was the final score?
That's a very good question.
What was the final score of Game 7? Boy, Willie Bloomquist launches it.
Oh, and he launched it.
And it'll end up in the dugout. Had a great effort. I think he had to rush it across.
Well, he thought he had to rush it across.
You're right. That's exactly what I meant to say.
But he didn't need to. He had plenty of time. As you'll see, it's a bullet. But instead, he threw off his back foot, and no chance there for Lyle Overbay. And the Padres with an opportunity. You make a great play like that, and then you launch it, and you're just like, oh, no.
So that'll be an error on the Diamondback shortstop. Latos will drop down a bunt, and he fouls it off. Let's remind you one more time your choices. Game 7. So was it A, 1-0, B, 2-1, C, 3-2, or D, 4-3? Text A, B, C, or D to 36929.
I think a lot of people certainly knew it was a one-run game, but just exactly what was the final score? It's a good question.
And don't look it up, folks. Be honest now. Bunts right through that one, and the count is 0-2. I'm told if, in fact, you text and you look it up, you won't be able to play for a week. I just got that word. We have actually somebody in charge of that tonight. Her name's Meg Bucket. She is in charge of that, monitoring that tonight.
Is she now?
The text police. Copy and text. That one is outside. 1-2 the count. That's a good question, though. You got it.
I got it earlier tonight when you asked.
But you paused, didn't you? You paused.
I had to think about it.
Yeah. Adding up the runs.
Think long and hard.
Very interesting. Swing and a miss. What a good idea. It's almost as if he knew. They threw him a changeup there. Almost as if he knew he's going to pull that bat back and take a whack at it.
Latos certainly did do that, and he's way out in front of it. That was a good time to break out the changeup. You're right, and a big out. Latos can't help himself by getting a bunt down, so now it's going to take a base hit for the Padres to take the lead.
Hudson in his last 3 starts has a 1.19, as we showed you earlier. Fastball blazes the outside. And in those starts, he's given up just 15 hits and struck out 19. You and I had an interesting conversation with Daniel and then about him on the postgame show a few nights ago. Swing and a miss at a changeup, 0-2.
Latos, we talked earlier, he's got a good feel for his breaking ball. Well, Daniel Hudson's got a very good feel for his changeup tonight. He's locating it. He's starting to develop some confidence in it.
He's thrown more ground balls this year than he has at any point in his career, as that's a shot line drive. Justin Upton's on it. They're going to send him on down. The throw to the plate. Montero with the tag. He got by him. Safe at the plate is the call.
Oh, Miguel. Well, Miguel's having a conversation, but Miguel pretty much showed his hand by diving back at. Oh, he's got it in plenty of time to make the tag, but he just doesn't make the tag. A great slide there by Castillo, or Gonzalez, I'm sorry, and he is safe. Yeah, he's safe. He did not get touched. And then once Montero dives, you're telling the umpire, I didn't tag him. And he did not tag him. That's a good call by Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire.
Runner on his way to third. Montero's throw not in time. Now the Padres, who will Swipe you blind. I mean, that really is, they lead all of baseball in stolen bases. That's a perfect time to cash in. You got a frustrated catcher, a frustrated pitcher, a frustrated defense, and you caught him right there not paying attention.
And I'll tell you why Daniel Hudson's frustrated. First and foremost, because he made a really poor 0-2 pitch to Will Venable to give up the RBI base hit. Then, in his anger, well, he fell asleep on Will Venable, and he took third.
Pitch is outside. It's a changeup. 158 stolen bases. 2-0 the count. Diamondbacks are on that list, but quite a ways behind. I mean, San Diego logically almost has to be at the top of that list. A, for their ballpark, and B, they don't slug the ball.
Bud Black knows he's got to put runners in motion. He's got to try to create some kind of offense, because they can't sit around and slug with you. And Hudson's frustration starting to mount, and you can tell his body language is such that he's not happy with the way things are going on with himself. Now, once again, Montero going to go out and try to calm him.
Hudson told us in a conversation we recently had with him that when Charles Nagy deems it's time to visit, he knows exactly what to say. He said he is brutally honest with me. He knows what tips me off.
And yeah, and he's also, Daniel Hudson's first to admit, yeah, I'm tough on myself out there. He gets frustrated because he just demands so much of himself.
And he'll admit to you it's to the point of detriment at times. Because I would hope that everyone who plays the major leagues has high expectations.
Certainly.
Yeah, he's a fly ball pitcher still, but he'd love a ground ball. Swing and a miss. One of the first sliders he's thrown in the ball game, and a good slider. Perfectly placed. You might remember earlier this year, Hudson was still working and trying to gain confidence in the slider. He threw 3 of them in a row to Maybin and struck him out earlier this season. Pitchers remember that.
So I would imagine. Here comes another one.
He took it.
And trust me, Maybin knows that too.
Hitters remember it too.
Yeah, it's not just the pitchers that remember. Hey, this guy's, he struck me out on sliders before, and then once you swing and miss that first one, you're okay, we're going to have to look for that thing.
In a few steps in the middle. Nothing doing on the bluff there. Now, Bloomquist and Hill are in close enough that if it's a screamer at them, they've got a shot. Otherwise, they're double play depth to turn it over. Fastball misses outside. 2-1 the count. Cameron Maybin. There was a great shot of it right there. Disgusted with himself when he showed it.
Shaking his head. And he's got to find the focus here. He's got to make a pitch to Maybin.
This is an offense that does not stack up multi-run innings. So you've got to keep them down if you can. Swing and a miss at a changeup. Whoa, was that a good one?
He's got a good feel for that changeup tonight. It's been a very valuable pitch thus far for him. I think he's a changeup away from the strikeout that he needs.
2-2 the count. Let's watch. Let's see what he opts to throw here.
He threw it. Oh, he did not get the call from Andy Fletcher. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
It's close, huh?
You can see Hudson wants it. What?
Maybe just a hair off the plate, but very close. What's the runner at first now? Full count, 1 out. He's watching too. Bartlett, the runner at first, is a sure-handed base runner. He's got 23 stolen bases. He's a good athlete, good speed. can almost bet your boots that he'll be taken off, wanting to stay out of the double play. Swing and a miss. Runner wasn't going. That's strike 3.
Well, Bud Black, knowing that the possible strikeout was coming, he decides to keep Bartlett there to avoid the strike him out, throw him out. Every pitch in just about the same area, down and away. Huge strikeout there for Hudson. Maybe that'll get that confidence back where it, where it normally is for him.
That's exactly right. That Fox Tracks was wonderful there, all working together, showing you the pictures in the end. Fires that one over. Stolen bases, 10 of 19 against Hudson, so he does a pretty darn good job keeping runners close. That was a lapse there to allow Venable to swipe that bag. And he came in at a 50% thrown out clip. Nice job, Miguel Montero. 1-0 the count, Jesus Guzman. He's been a gift to Bud Black, to say the least. Decided to give this young man a shot, was hitting below the major league level and has kept doing it. He's a .325 hitter. The National League's better hitters in the second half of the season. Broke his bat, out to short. Willie Bloomquist, and the inning comes to an end. Will Venable drives in a run on a really, really close play at the plate. Right here at Chase Field. Go to the interactive kiosk near section 111. During regular season home games, there's a winner every time. Gila River Casino.
Well, take the Diamondbacks wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Diamondbacks game on demand on your computer. Visit dbacks.com for details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Look at that bobblehead. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. How about that, young man?
So do I, my man. Atta boy. That's a big-time sign right there.
Mom told me to be honest when I went to the game.
He's being straightforward.
I like him. I'm a teenage boy. Gerardo Parra takes a fastball. It's a strike. Latos with 29 pitches. 20 of them strikes. He is 6 of 8 first pitch strikes, so he has been hammering the zone. The 1-1. Change up, laid off of it.
Pretty good change up he laid off to get to most likely a fastball count here from Latos. Let's see if Gerardo Parra can put a good swing on it. Lots of girls for that one guy to like tonight.
The 2-1. Bouncing ball, another changeup. He doubled up on it. And in time for the out. So Parra is erased. You know, the one thing, Latos, that we have noticed this year, fewer fastballs. He has thrown, if you go back a couple of years, about 10% fewer. He's thrown more off-speed pitches. More curveballs, more sliders. He's got a good feel this inning for his changeup, but he's back down on the amount of fastballs he throws.
There's a fastball right by Daniel Hudson. Still got a good fastball in the low to mid-90s. He looks like he's going to be a tough customer tonight, Darren.
He really does. Curveball and a dandy. Well, he has been. I mean, Arizona's only seen him at his best. In his 3 starts in his career, he's got a 2 ERA against the Diamondbacks. And Latos also has struck out 12 per 9 innings in his career against the Diamondbacks. Curveball.
Add another one.
Hammer. Boy, a big celebration going on for the world champs that are here for the reunion. I know, Brad, the guys have already started gathering. They've been busy, haven't they?
That's right. They had a great time last night, and they were up bright and early this morning. They were out of Bondurant Driving School. There's Greg Swindell, a lot of the guys out there. Gonzo had a chance to drive some Corvettes about 140 miles an hour. And then a very souped-up Tahoe right there. They did it for time. I'm told that Tony Womack had the need for speed, and he was the fastest overall driver. Gracie, were you out there with that one?
That was too early for me.
Fastball, fly ball, long run. Venable still coming, and he won't get there.
After the night we had last night, that was a little bit too early for me.
Good time had by all out driving. Well, maybe you and I can, I don't know, get in your car and we'll just drive around the local grocery store tomorrow real fast.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
I think it's the right thing to do.
0-1 the count.
Right out in the parking lot there?
I don't know. We'll find a spot after we have a breakfast and a power run in the morning. 0-1 the count. Willie grounded out back in the first inning. Had a fastball that came in. I mean, far in. Tried to fight it off. He grounded it to second. Hits it right back where it came from and into center field. Well, he was ready for that fastball in that time. I'm telling you, it was the same pitch, and there's a major leaguer making an adjustment.
Latos makes a mistake with an 0-2 fastball. You can see he's a little perturbed by it. Just got a little bit too much of the plate, and Willie Bloomquist just swats it right back where it came from. It's good hitting right there.
Couple of outs, runner on first, Aaron Hill, he singled. Stole a base back in the first inning. He was stranded. Now you're starting to get the feeling, if you're a Diamondbacks hitter, that if you can get your guys just a few, that'll be enough. Since August 23rd, Diamondbacks starting pitchers have a 1.61 ERA.
Mercy.
So you can see why hitters feel that way.
It's a good feeling as a hitter. When you know, coming to the ballpark, when you're driving to the ballpark, and all we need is about 3 or 4 tonight, we're going to be just fine because of those guys on your screen.
And now we're talking about a couple of weeks that has gone by. That's a significant amount of time. That's 16 games, 16 starts. Trying to get that run back right now. Runner on the move, pitches high, throw down, and it goes into center field. Willie's thinking about it. And he moves right on up, so it'll be a throwing error. Stolen base and a throwing error. And the Diamondbacks, for the second time tonight, have a runner on third with 2 outs for the second time tonight.
Once again, the throw from Nick Hundley is into the dirt. What's going on there with the brown baggers?
Joe Garagiola last night talking about the blue-collar lunchbox approach of a couple of ball players. Willie Bloomquist was one of them.
Oh, okay, the brown bagger.
Called him a brown bagger.
Watch the throw from Hundley. It's into the dirt, and it skips by. And Aaron Hill, an opportunity to tie the ball game up here.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
That's a heck of a curveball he's throwing tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, straight down bender. And Mr. Garagiola, like you, Gracie, likes a guy that has a dirty uniform that plays the game the right way.
It's good to have him back last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a treat. Bouncing ball out to short. Hill running hard, but not enough. So that's twice. With 2 outs, they've stranded a runner at third. They're getting dirty, but they need some runs, Joe, don't they? Well, after one of the most exciting World Series in this game's history, November 7th, 01, you've got to enjoy the parade. Downtown Phoenix, the players, the coaches, their staff. Throngs are gathered around. Fire trucks and buses, over 50,000 men packing what was then known as Bank One Ballpark to continue the celebration. So let's see, what are you saying? You say 3-2, a majority of you are saying. 3-2, a majority of you are saying.
Nobody was fooled by the 1-0 score. We're going to stay on that. Meg's going to stay on that for us, huh?
Well, I'm told there have already been 6 people that have texted that have been removed. Into center field, fighting it off. Nick Hundley with a base hit. So he popped up to second. This time a little bit stronger into shallow center field. Well, they want you in the game, Gracie, since it's throwback night.
No, thank you. I haven't gone 0 for 4 in about 8 years now. It's great.
Well, the old.
That's even older than the 01 hat. That's back in like 98.
I love that. The ice cream man hat. Kyle Blanks in on the hands.
Oh, boy. He took that one right off his thigh or his knee, I believe. Daniel Hudson just ran it in there with a purpose.
I tell you, if you'd like to know what that feels like, just go on out in your garage and get yourself a 2x4. Put your foot up on a chair and just whack your knee as hard as you can.
Really? A 2x4.
Just a big strong
board.
one. Yeah, just hammer your leg right up above your knee.
With some passion.
And then you'll know. Bouncing ball, Roberts slides to his left. Hill will try to turn it over, and he does. Doesn't roll up many. That's the 15th this year, just a bit below league average in getting those twin killings.
Ryan Roberts, a great job starting it. Gets rid of it quickly to Hill, who can get it over to first base just ahead of the sore-legged Blanks.
So when you and I talked with Daniel Hudson and then shared the conversation in the postgame show in Colorado, it was with moments like this in mind, that ground ball right there, that he made some adjustments in his approach, not just only the rising fastball, but he wanted to throw more of the sinking fastballs this year as well.
I think he also, I would imagine, was a strikeout pitcher. Strikeouts are down, but the ground balls are up, and because of that, his pitch counts are less. He can go deeper into the ball game
and throw those 200-plus innings. It's all, I think, part of the equation. I just think, and you said it the other day in the post-game show, it takes a lot of courage to me.
When you're that good to change something?
And that young.
Yeah.
Fly ball, pretty well struck. Young, though, is tracking. He puts it away. It's outdoors. The worm's starting to turn. It is starting to become mild, and mornings are getting nicer for a walk. Time to enjoy the evenings. AT&T trivia question. Well, how many fans attended the 2001 World Championship Parade? We'll need the exact number, please, to the person. Here's Justin Upton.
What an awful question. Lots.
0-1 the count. We'll have the answer for you next half inning. 0-1 the count. Boy, back-to-back curveballs, and it's a true old-fashioned 12-6 breaker.
He could almost tell these Diamondbacks, I'm throwing a curveball, and they're still not going to do anything with it. That's how good it is tonight for Latos.
Breaking ball, 3 in a row.
Holy Moses.
I mean, when you're big and you're tall like that. Whew. Justin was just sure he's going to get a fastball at some point, wasn't he? At least swung like that.
Yeah. Obviously, that curveball looks like a fastball out of the hand of Latos.
3 strikeouts in the ball game for Latos. Here is Miguel Montero. it is again. Do you baseball fans remember an American League pitcher? I know some of you might have. A lot of you Arizonans followed the Dodgers before there were the Diamondbacks. But I wonder how many folks out there remember Mike Witt. Big, tall guy with the curveball from that high arm slot. I mean,
great curveball.
His even had a deeper break to it.
Yeah.
I mean, a taller break, but concept the same. A real tall guy coming at you like that. His was like it was being dropped out of the Washington Monument.
There's another curveball. He falls behind 2-1.
CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. The 2-1.
Changeup. Boy, he's just become a very good off-speed pitcher tonight. And if you're the Diamondbacks, you have to be watching this from the dugout. He's not throwing many fastballs in the strike zone. Just showing them occasionally and then going to the curveball and changeup. There's the fastball now, right when he had him looking for the curveball. That's some big-time pitching right there by Latos.
This is what he's talking about, and it had plenty of movement to it. He had not shown him anything but curveballs and changeups, and then a fastball ended up splitting the plate. Here's Ryan Roberts. Certainly by no means predicting it, but Roberts is that guy that seems to hit that first mistake a pitcher makes and hit it hard. So he didn't make a mistake there. These are the kind of ball games. It's still pretty early for it to happen, but we've seen it maybe 3 or 4 times this year. Pitcher pitching well. Kind of the first mistake he makes seems to be to Ryan Roberts, and he hammers it.
Ryan Vogelsong come to mind?
Yes, that's a recent one. That's a very good one. Still pretty early, though.
Just missed with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
And I think that's key. I mean, you were talking about his command of his breaking pitches. There is a ton in that right arm as well, velocity-wise. JJ's got one of the old-school jackets on in there. He's working on Stephen Drew.
Oh, you know he's always got something up his sleeve, JJ.
John McDonald in the forefront there, one of the new guys, one of the men who will play Stephen's position. 3-1 the count.
3-1 now. I'd imagine Latos going to try and use his fastball here. Let's see if Ryan Roberts is ready for it.
The 3-1. Fly ball right field. He tried to give it a ride. The ballpark held it. 1, 2, 3. Latos barking at himself about something. parade. 400,000 fans estimated.
So any answer was correct.
Big swing, dropping that back shoulder. The one-time Diamondback lifts it into left field, and the play is made out there by Gerardo Parra. Remember, he was a young Diamondback. You know, went to New York in the trade that brought Randy Johnson back for his second time through, the Red Randy Johnson. Here's Matt Latos. And Kurt Schilling coming back. Randy Johnson coming back to the ballpark. Schilling's based back east, though, right?
He's based back east, yeah. Randy still lives out here.
Bob Brenly's here.
Bob Brenly. Got to see him last night.
Did Ron Renicky and Doug Melvin let Craig Counsell come out?
I don't believe so. Craig's got he's in a pennant race back with the Milwaukee Brewers.
They're having a tough time with the Phillies.
Yeah, I think just about everybody has a tough time with the Phillies.
Which is a real big reminder for the Diamondbacks that there's a lot to play for.
Oh, absolutely.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Latos goes down. Earlier today in Milwaukee, Ryan Howard. He's in the lineup today. This is a 3-run home run. And that score right now is 5-1 Philadelphia on top. That game's in the bottom half of the 8th inning. A chance for Arizona, but they've got to take care of their own business to move to within 1/2 game. It was about 6 a week ago, it feels like. Maybe 2, but certainly we've started to keep an eye on it since the Diamondbacks have edged closer to.
Yeah, the Brewers have cooled off big time.
A little chopper, a stumble coming out of the box. Boy, how about that inning? I mean, a blistering quick inning.
Going to have to find the bats. Did you steal their bats?
PS Energy Assist of the game. Now install a smart pool timer to adjust your runtime seasonally and save up to $100 a year in energy costs. Be smart with your pool. In other words, when you don't need to be, running that filter, running it when it cools down outside.
Yep. That looks like Thunder Dan out there with the. Yeah, that's Dan Marley right there.
Lyle Overbay beaten with the fastball in.
Evidently, he likes girls too.
When's that basketball season going to start?
Well, you hope. You hope here sometime in, October?
They got to get it worked out. NBA, too much momentum.
Yeah, I agree.
The 0-1. Breaking ball, 0-2, the count to Lyle Overbay. Boy, does he have a good one tonight. If you're just joining, we've said it a bunch, but we'll say it again. He believes in his curveball tonight, and he should.
Well, he's got a fabulous curveball tonight. It's been virtually unhittable. There's another one. Overbay good just to lay off of it.
Needs to be noted with regard to Hudson and his ability to stay with Latos. Daniel has thrown 13 total pitches in his last 2 innings. 6 and then 7. And he's at 54 overall. Golly, 6 and then 7. There's why you put in the work in spring training. That's why you gain confidence in pitching to contact for innings like that late in the season.
That's exactly right.
And don't forget, he made that change and started the year 0-4. He could have easily bailed on it.
I think that's part of what makes this young man so special is stubbornness. You have to be stubborn. Just missed with a fastball, 3-2.
Curveball, outside corner, got him looking.
Boy, this guy is feeling it tonight. I mean, feeling it. Just locks up Lyle Overbay. Just a curveball in the middle of the plate. Overbay thinking fastball, got the curveball, got it right on the money. Beautiful pitch.
Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day. And that's good news. Curveball is low and inside. 3 of the last 4 batters have been struck out for the Diamondbacks. He's got 5 overall.
My goodness. Very impressive curveball. He's getting swinging strikes. He's getting called strikes. He's throwing a lot of them, Darren. He's going to throw the fastball here.
Line drive, center field, base hit. That's pretty by Chris Young. Good to see. It's been an uphill battle the entire second half.
He certainly needed that. And the Diamondbacks need him. Yeah, there's a smile. Takes a fastball away and just flips it out into center field. Now speed on the bases for Chris Young.
Yeah, he does have 19 stolen bases, though he's been caught 9 times. Gerardo Parra. He grounded out to second back in the 3rd inning. Latos this year, 20 stolen bases against him. 20 with 8 thrown out. So that's well below league average at a 19% success rate in throwing out opposing base stealers. And it's because he's a power pitcher and doesn't want to totally drop that leg kick and stop being a power pitcher. Even with the bag at 3rd is Darnell. They're in 2 steps in the middle of the infield. High fly center field, pretty well struck. Going back is MAYDIN, still tracking. He's got room.
Parra thought he was maybe going to be able to trot around the bases, but that ball just died about 400 feet from home plate, right into the glove of Cameron MAYDIN with good wood. And this ball's hit well.
Boy, to be that fast to get to where you can square up under that ball.
Exactly.
Here's Daniel Hudson. We know he can hit. He struck out first time up, hitting .293. Yeah, we see Chris Young on a daily basis.
I think that's a silly pitch out right there. I don't think Chris Young is going to be running with Daniel Hudson up. Do you?
No.
With 2 outs?
No.
I think it would be a mistake. You don't want Daniel Hudson to lead off the inning if you get thrown out. So I think that was just a wasted ball 1. Obviously, Bud Black and Matt Latos not thinking along with me.
Buddy just staring out at Chris Young at first. Curveball is high. 2-0 the count. Pitchers don't like giving balls away.
No.
They just don't.
No, because now you miss with the breaking ball. You're 2-0. Now you have to come down the middle with something if you can. Daniel Hudson can handle balls down the middle.
Outside.
And he missed. Rachel snatches the ball back from Hundley. Now Hundley going to go out and calm his right-hander down.
Oh, he's got that same kind of fire, and he wears it. He wears it even a little bit more with regard to rage than Daniel does. He is a feisty, fiery young man.
Has been his whole life.
High school, he battled it. He's the kind of guy that you look at him and you see the way he attacks. You say, I want him on my team.
Absolutely. He nearly won a Cy Young Award last year. Got a lot of votes.
2.92 ERA.
All 4. Wow. Well, if you want to guarantee access to Diamondback postseason tickets, the only way to do it is by becoming a season ticket holder. Diamondback season tickets for 2012 are on sale now, so give the ticket office a call today at 602-462-4600, where you can guarantee the postseason tickets by becoming a 2012 season ticket holder.
That is the 3rd time that Hudson has earned a walk this season. Boy, a big chance to cash in, and you may be able to trace it back to a pitch out. Popped it up, and into the seats it'll go.
Diamondback fans starting to make it a little noise. They're feeling it.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Willie in the middle of a 9-game hitting streak. He has 13 hits in his last 9 games. Breaking ball popped up down the line, still hugging the line. Foul ball. Boy, that would have been a thing of beauty.
5 feet from giving his team the lead, most likely. Young and Latos having a little conversation with each other.
One and 2 the count. This right-hander is still just 23 years old on that mound. He deals the 1-2. Breaking ball bounced up the line, foul ball. Now that's twice that Willie, just by making contact, has almost had fabulous results. Just by making contact. To me, I watched you hit for a long time, and then maybe a lesser level Willie, but a guy who works so hard. Just the value of keeping at bats alive.
Absolutely.
Putting balls in play.
You give yourself a chance when you put it in play.
He went around on a breaking ball into the dirt. He can run even though the base is occupied.
Scoreboard watching, I think it takes away from what you're trying to do. So it's just there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing this team can do about what Milwaukee does. What we can control is the way we play, and trying to win as many ball games as we can. We're not going to win them all. Try and play good, hard, clean games, and that's kind of been one of our strengths as of late. And when it's all said and done, if we're lucky enough to get into the playoffs, whoever it is, we'll prepare for them.
Love that, Kirk Gibson. You're focused on the game at hand. We'll watch the out-of-town scoreboard intently for you. We will enjoy seeing what the Phillies and Brewers are doing. The Giants are underway. They lead the Dodgers 1-0. Is that Kershaw and Lincecum?
That's Kershaw and Lincecum. And I don't believe Kirk Gibson for 1 minute.
I like that, though. I like that you don't believe him. You're calling him out a little bit. That's good news.
I'm not really calling him out. I'm just saying he watches the scoreboard.
He's
they
a
all
competitor.
do. They all do.
That's a fair ball. Bartlett has it on the move, and he can run. As long as you stop it dead, it almost rolled to a stop out there. Just a bouncing ball double.
Just the threat of the bunt has Ryan Roberts in front of the bag, and then just a little chopper down the line. Roberts can't make the play, gets over his head, and a leadoff double here for Jason Bartlett and the San Diego Padres. And there's the frustration on Roberts.
But a lot of Arizona fans are now understanding that they should keep an eye on the Milwaukee Brewers. That one is dropped down. It's a pretty bunt. Miguel Montero shuffles. Boy, does he play the position, especially coming out from behind home plate as well as anybody. He slowed that down. Then when he realized he didn't have a play, still with a very accurate, firm throw to first.
Beautiful bunt there by Cameron Maybin. And as you said, right on top of it is Montero to get Maybin by a step. And now the Padres looking to add on. He's got good feet, doesn't he?
Do you notice something, you young catchers, about that play? As the infield is drawn in and the pitch is low. The temptation would have been for any catcher, even a major league catcher, that somewhere along the way while going to get that ball, just taking a quick peek at the runner. He did not look up at all until he had that ball in his hands.
Right there you see the infield in. That tells you Kirk Gibson, he is not going to concede a second run with the way Matt Latos is throwing the baseball for the San Diego Padres. He is not going to concede a 2-run deficit. He is going to bring them in. They're going to try to cut the runner off at the plate. I like it.
Bouncing ball, that's foul. Past Glenn Hoffman, third base line. Usually their big shooter. Almost took a dive onto the field.
And that's Matt Latos. He is throwing the ball beautifully for the Padres.
Mr. Latos, that successful skipper across the way, just paid you a compliment by making that decision.
That's exactly right.
Oh, my.
What a pitch right there. Somehow, some way, Guzman was able to just nick it foul. And this ball right in on his belly button. He was still able to get some wood on it, and we'll do it again.
That was a pretty nice job getting that run home. Doesn't strike out a ton. Infield in, 1-2. Popped it up center.
More than deep enough.
You could hear Hudson bark at himself. He was angry. Made a pitch that was down and away. Guzman, well, he earned that RBI, didn't he? 2-0.
It's a big-time run right there for the Padres. A leadoff double, a sacrifice bunt gets him to third, a sacrifice fly scores him, and it's a 2-run lead. Hudson made a pretty good pitch. He made a couple of real good pitches here with 2 strikes. But that's all it takes by putting the ball in play. You give a red-hot pitcher a 2-run lead. Matching Mohawks. Liking it?
1-0 the count. Sure, why not?
Everybody's doing it these days.
I say you and I get matching Mohawks.
That's probably a bad idea.
Outside with a slider. 2-0 the count.
I'm surprised Orlando Hudson's talking.
Change up a dandy on 2-0. Now those guys wanted to talk about the things they've been able to do to help contribute. If you want to find someone to talk with, just Orlando will engage you.
One of our favorite people.
Little number off the end of the bat. Lyle's going to have to stay with it. One of those funky spinning ground balls. A true manufactured run in that inning by the San Diego Padres. They lead Hudson 2-0. Handed Yellowhammer, whatever you want to call it. It's been a curveball, and it's been fabulous tonight for Latos.
Uncle Charlie, sometimes is what it's called. This thing is Lord Charles tonight. He has had a great curveball, and he has had the Diamondbacks for 5 innings now, just eating out of his hands.
Well, when you're facing, I'd love your perspective, and you never give up hope, and it's not that you don't think you can't get runs, but just the psychology of a pitcher pitching this well, and you're an offensive player. Does one additional run feel more like 3?
Oh, absolutely, it can. When, like, guys like Curt Schilling will tell you, you know, if you get me 1 early, yeah, I still get. But once you get me that second one, this game's over. This game is over. Because now you're going to have you. What it does, it takes the bunt away. Now you're no longer bunting the guy into scoring position because you got to put a big number on the board. Look at that beautiful curveball.
Latos has thrown 74 pitches. Hudson is still at only 66. Daniel has completed his 6th inning. Swing and a miss.
He's getting called strikes and swinging strikes with that curveball.
Fastball.
He's just showing that fastball now. He's missing with it almost intentionally just to set up the curveball because he knows he's got a dominating curveball.
And his fastball is almost his change of pace.
That's exactly right.
The 1-2. Fastball again. And a nice job by Hill protecting.
That's exactly right. 95 miles an hour worth of protection.
The 1-2. Curveball hung it. Popped up to right field. And Venable puts that one to bed. Diamondbacks in their throwback uniforms tonight. A little bit more on that. Brad, take over, my friend.
Thanks. Tonight is all about the color of purple. All the guys in the locker room earlier today were like kids at Christmas time, all trying on their new purple uniforms. In fact, Justin Upton, you see his new Adidas right there. They sent him a special edition, kind of a one-off, if you will, with the purple stripes right there. Now, a lot of the guys, including Ryan Roberts, opted for the purple shoelaces. Justin was in there deciding if it was a little too much. He decided to stay with the white shoelaces. But the guys liked them. They actually said they were going to talk to Derek Hall to see if they could wear them all weekend long. So the color purple is reigning here
purple
at the yard.
But not if they get shut out.
No, we don't want that. What do you think?
Let's
Purple
go back
laces
to the red
or not?
I'm sorry?
Should he have gone with the purple laces?
Well, sure. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if you're going purple, you should go all out. It's one time.
I agree.
You guys did win the World Series in that color, so yeah, you can wear white every day.
Shoelaces would work. He's got the purple and teal stripes.
Yeah.
The 1-1. He is used to getting those pitches up and in. Now, Upton will tell you, I don't mind being pitched in, even like that. That was kept bill high, right up under his chin. It's just being hit square in the back over and over and over. Lato's clearly a pitcher who knows how to pitch in with effect.
Probably to set up a breaking ball here. Sure enough, but he missed with it. Good take there from Upton.
Upton, high drive. He picked on an off-speed pitch and killed it. Way out of here.
I think his shoelaces are just fine.
So it flattened out of the hand. It almost looked like a changeup, but that was a hanging curveball, wasn't it?
That was a poor curveball, and Justin Upton does what you're supposed to do with a poor curveball. He hits it a country mile. Watch it hang. Boom. Boy, when he hits them, they make a sound and they go so far. Golly. Maybe that's the spark the team needs.
Joins the 30 home run club as an Arizona Diamondback.
Congratulations, Justin. I got marbles in my mouth.
Nothing wrong with that. That ball got out of here quick. It looked like a marble disappearing out there in left field.
That ball was killed.
That was almost a Fatburger homer. I mean, almost up into the walkway up in front of our Fatburger walkway. And when you get close up in there, you're talking 450 plus.
Yeah, you start sneaking up on Fatburger, that's big time power. Daniel Hudson loves seeing that. How big is that second run now, Darren?
That's why they did it. Swing and a miss.
Got him to chase one up and out of the strike zone on 2-0. Threw it right by him.
30 home run guys. Upton in the group now. There have been 13 30 home run seasons in Diamondbacks franchise history.
Yeah, right
and a miss.
by him again.
Tony Clark hit 30 back in 05.
Somebody's making a sign.
Changing it from 30 to 31 is my guess. The 2-2. Some of the other names on that 30-plus homer list, you of course know Luis Gonzalez, Mark Reynolds, Jay Bell, Troy Gloss, Steve Finley, Matt Williams, Reggie Sanders, who's in the house tonight, Chris Young. Those are some of the names. Looked like he went. Boy, he got a break there.
It was awful close. Latos wanted it. Let's see. Did that bat get far enough? I don't think it did. Let's see. Well, that's close. That is really close.
What gets hard is when the body goes forward that far.
Exactly. Big pitch right here, 3-2.
Hard ground ball, base hit right center field. Miguel Montero, fastball.
That's a hitting streak extender right there, Darren Sutton.
17 for Miguel Montero, 22 hits in his last 17 games.
Fastball in the middle of the plate. Miguel Montero just rifles it right through the middle of the diamond. I like that.
Start betting.
Oh. Gamble all you want, I guess. Just not on baseball.
Right back to the bender. Here we go, by the way, for this Diamondbacks club. Starting to at least nick Latos. Third time through the order.
That's the MO for the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's the way it's been. Pitch count starting to climb now for Latos. They've got a very good bullpen to these Padres.
Just beat him with a fastball. He took a fastball to the track like that the other way last time out. This is the 69th career start for Latos since he joined the big leagues in 09. He's got a career ERA of under 3.5. In other words, he's been good from the get-go.
Oh, boy. Ryan Roberts got the purple laces. Good 0-2 pitch there. Up and in.
Started down that path with Upton and ended up making a mistake. Buzzed his tower. A couple of pitches later, hung a breaking ball. Oh, boy. A hammer. That's
right,
strike three.
Right back to the beautiful curveball. You see that thing spinning right out of his hand. Right over the top of it goes Roberts. Lyle Overbay now. He's flied to left and struck out. Took a fastball right down the middle.
That's what that curveball does, right?
That's exactly right. Gets you thinking about it and then All of a sudden you end up taking a fastball that was a good one to hit.
So now he goes back to thinking. There's a curveball, threw it right off that back foot. Latos has pitched 6 or more innings in 19 of his 27 outings. 7 or more innings in just 7 of his 27. This is pitch number 97 from the right-hander. Curveball out, 2-1. That was Justin Upton's 85th RBI, by the way. He's now one shy of his career high in RBIs. He reached 86 in 09. He'll blow by that if he stays healthy.
A full healthy year means a world of difference for him.
Line drive. Who did it get there? My goodness.
Oh, that's a big, big break from Matt Latos. That ball was headed down the line. Oh, Miguel couldn't get out of the way.
Upton, home run number 30, 2-1.
Bay. You can see Miguel trying to get out of the way of it. He just caught his heel. That's a tough, tough break right there for the Diamondbacks. Fortunately, Miguel's okay.
By the way, how do we score that?
That's a base hit for Lyle Overbay, and then if you're scoring at home, Miguel Montero is out 3 unassisted.
All right. Makes sense there. He is out by the first baseman. So Hudson goes back to work. He has been really efficient in this ball game as he works in the 7th. That was pitch number 67. Buries that fastball inside. 2-0 the count. Now Daniel, as far as pitching deep, he has gone 6 or more in all but 4 of his starts this year. In all but 4, 25 of 29. Slider. Strike, 2-1. He's gone 7 or more in 16 of 29, so more than half the time. Into left field, racing in is Parra, and he makes the play for the out. And by the way, congratulations to Daniel, as that one dumps in front of him. Single, my apologies. Started thinking ahead to Hudson and wanted to congratulate Daniel on those 3 outs he did retire in the 6th inning because he reached 200 innings.
Good for him. That's a nice milestone. He'll roar way past that, as will Ian Kennedy this year. Good slider, but just missed.
1-0 the count. That was a fine play by Parra, wasn't it?
Well, had he caught it, yes, it would have been a fine play.
Oh, boy, off the catcher's
boy.
mitt.
Miguel having a tough time. Couldn't snare that one. That'll go as a pass ball. That's a changeup. He just flat out misses it. Now Daniel Hudson going to have to do some fancy pitching here again to keep this a one-run game.
Two and one the count on James Darnell. Latos is at 98 pitches. His club leads at 2-1. He's due up a couple of spots down in the order. He's got those batting gloves on. That'll answer your question. He's not planning on being pinch hit for. There's plenty of room out there for Upton and Hill as they get together. It is Hill that calls for it, and Aaron makes the play. Runner unable to advance, so a big first out.
Made the pitch when he needed to Daniel Hudson. Got the big pop up.
They've both been good. And one of the runs against Hudson unearned. They've both been real good. That run that scored in the third inning was unearned. Oh my.
Oh, swing it, son. For a guy with one home run, boy, Gonzalez swings it hard.
Would like to congratulate Xavier Nady, by the way. He is injured and the Diamondbacks and his mates miss him, but he was with a much more important cause yesterday. As the 0-1. Swing and a miss, a slider down and away. He and his wife Meredith welcome their second child into the world.
Right.
Braden was born yesterday at about noon. 7 pounds 12 ounces. Mom and baby are doing well.
Congratulations to the Nadies.
So congratulations, Mr. Nady. Big brother doing well as well. The 0-2.
Got away with a 0-2 pitch right in the middle of the plate.
Arizona 14-2 in their last 16 games. Fastball is high, and he looks down at that mound.
Is he okay? Let's hope he's okay. He might have twisted an ankle. Well, that's the last thing the Diamondbacks are doing. Daniel Hudson just kicking at the dirt in disgust.
Joe Garagiola talked about that last night in the ball game, and it's more old school because these mounds are pretty firm, but one pitcher, maybe a little taller or a longer stride, can dig out a spot. You can land in it the wrong way, and it can mess you up.
And they're going to have to come out. Grant's going to have to come out and pound it down a little bit. Do something. Let's find out. Daniel Hudson's going to tell. Okay, what do you need here, Daniel? So we're going to have a little break in the action while the grounds crew comes out. Well, I think they're going to come out.
And when you go back 30 or 40 years in these mounds where the clay wasn't as firm, especially when Joe caught, I mean, there's a lot of dirt. There were big holes dug out, like when we all played high school baseball. Joe, with his lovely wife Audrey up there, was pointing it out to her a moment ago. That's what we were talking about last night. We didn't see it happen in the game last night, but it happened tonight.
And Daniel was like, I am not throwing another pitch until we get this thing changed. He's well within his right to do that. There we go.
Well, that looks to be something heavy to be running with. Nice mound tamper, running with about a 25-pound weight over your shoulder. Grant and his crew coming to work. Grant hit with a heavy load too, carrying a big old bag. Our Nissan key to the game has nothing to do with maintaining the mound. It has to do with this weekend. It's something we talked about earlier. Just pass the torch. It has something more to do with the likes of LYLE OVERBAY.
Really?
You guys are all around. You're around every day. But you guys, you champions, are all around, and maybe impart some wisdom when you're in town.
Reggie got his fedora on and his little brother's shirt on. Well, that's always good to see Reggie. He'll come up with some fashion statements on you. There's a group of the Rascals. That looks like Jay Bell and Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzo's here.
He wouldn't miss a game, would he? He's probably in like a really big shot suite.
We'll be back in a minute. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
Surprised Gonzo's here. Land that got a little bit deep for Mr. Hudson, fixed up. That's twice, by the way. Earlier we didn't catch it, but I am told that earlier in the ball game he hit a corner at the end of an inning of the mound and stumbled as well. So it's the second time. Fastball, good one. Popped up right field.
He put Gonzalez in the deep freeze there for a little while and then just threw a fastball right by him. That's kind of the four-corner offense, if you will. Latos definitely going to hit for himself, as you said, Darren. So why not? He's earned the right.
He's run into only 4 this year, so he's 4 of 47, but he's doubled and homered because he's big and strong.
Because he's a big old rascal. Got to make your pitches here. You've gotten 2 big outs. You can't relax.
A simple hypothesis on what happened with Hudson, just kind of piecing it together. Latos a little bit of a longer stride than Hudson has. Great job, Grant. He and his crew working hard out there.
Had to run all the way down the line. Yeah, give me some water.
But his stride a little bit longer, Latos. And so finally, and it has to be firm, because I'm telling you, you know, this isn't like your backyard dirt. That mound is solid. There's a lot of clay underneath that dirt. And to dig out a hole, a pretty big one, doesn't happen much in the big leagues. Not anymore. So firm and a little bit longer. That's what he stumbled in.
Good 0-2 pitch there.
Swing and a miss. The mount's just fine now. But are the Diamondback bats? Grant, go to work on those bats, Grant.
Live presented by CenturyLink. And Joe, I talked to the ladies and they said starting pitching should be a part of the conversation on the postgame show, right?
Well-pitched game by both starters. Daniel Hudson, a couple mistakes have come back to haunt him. Matt Latos, that is a filthy hammer. I'm going to break down both pitchers and just see how they were able to keep these opposing hitters off balance.
I'll explain the lingo in a little bit. Thanks, girls, for joining us. We'll see you guys right after the game on the postgame show.
There you go.
Filthy hammer.
And it is. I mean, it really, really is a nasty pitch. He's leaned on it all night long, but he now is right at 100 pitches. It's an area where he journeys pretty easily. I mean, he's gone 100 or more half the time. And here he goes to work. Oh, and 1 the count. Chris Young. Breaking ball, picked on it down the line. It's down. He's going to hurry. He's thinking about 2. Fired into second. Slide. Safe. Oh, boy. You had better be safe, and he is.
That's a chance you have to take right there if you're Chris Young. First of all, you've got great speed. Second of all, Matt Latos has just not been given up very much tonight, so you've got to take the extra base in this situation. It is a great play by Kyle Blanks. A one-hop strike just ahead of the tag is Chris Young. Watch the foot get in there, and right on it, Tim Sheeta. Yeah, he's out, isn't he? No, he's not. Good to see Chris Young with a couple of hits tonight. Been a while since he's had a multi-hit game.
He's needed it. I mean, he really, really has needed it. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Back to the screen it goes. Again, when this young man gets over 100 pitches this year, the opponent's batting average jumps to 400. And there he is.
There he is. And now the crowd's starting to get lively. I like it. Got a good crowd here tonight. Gerardo Parra has been so good in the 8-hole all year long.
Belts it into deep right center field. Toward the wall it goes. Off the base of the wall. Young will score easily. Parra flying around the bases. Into third. Triple. And we're tied.
Well, it wasn't even out of our mouth about how good Gerardo Parra has been in the number 8 hole this year, Darren. And then he just scalds one into the right center gap. And when you hit one like this, okay, bang, now you know. Now you're saying, don't bounce over the fence. Don't bounce over the fence. Because once it doesn't bounce over the fence, it's going to be a triple with Parra's speed. Daniel Hudson going to hit for himself in this situation. Interesting move here in this situation by Kirk Gibson. Alan Trammell saying, hey, this guy can swing it a little bit. So even though Daniel Hudson has thrown 7 strong innings, obviously they want him out there for the 8th, but they're going to let him hit for himself with the infield in.
Infield all the way in. Breaking ball. Swings right through it. He hasn't thrown many pitches at all, though. 83. 83. 8th triple for Parra. 37th RBI.
He's going to get another breaking ball here. Let's see if he's hitter enough to look for it. Oh, he got the fastball, and he was looking for the curveball. Latos shocked me there. Now you're just battling. Good speed at third. Looking for contact. Oh, he got a hanging slider. And he just took it. So Kirk Gibson gambles, lets his pitcher hit for himself in that situation. And it only took 3 pitches to dispose of him, but now it's up to Willie Bloomquist. Now you're thinking possible squeeze in this situation. There's a number of things you can do.
Great speed at third and Parra. Anthony Bass is up in the pen for San Diego. Infield remains all the way in. Willie off the end of the bat. Shallow left. Here we go. Charging his blanks. His throw to the plate. The slide. Out at the plate. Arizona ties it up. They add another key hit and another out on the bases to their resume this season. Is still in the ball game. Parra went ahead with 2 outs and gave it a go. And a frustrating end to that inning. Exciting but frustrating. All in one inning, huh?
Well, certainly. And I think Kirk Gibson certainly rolled the dice by letting Hudson hit for himself, not using a pinch hitter in that situation. And then, yeah, a very shallow fly ball. They took their chances. Oh. And he was thrown out by a lot. But it is still a tie game. Chris Young doubled. He scored on Parra's triple, but Parra was on third with nobody out, and the Diamondbacks failed to plate him.
Swing and a miss. 3 straight changeups. Down goes Venable. Both teams 1 of 7 with runners in scoring position. Not a bunch of timely hitting tonight.
Just a changeup that never gets there. Venable lunging. No chance.
2-2 our score. He's got 1, 2, and 3, and he wants a shutdown inning. Just a little bit low. It's kind of the newer look fastball from Hudson there to start off Bartlett. More of a sinking fastball.
Here's the changeup again. He's had a really good one tonight, Darren. Padres only have 4 hits, and I don't think any of them have been on changeups.
Fastball is in. Well, you think, too, about the runs. An unearned run in the 3rd. And then in the 6th, they knew the kind of game that Hudson was having after a double, sack bunt, sack fly.
Mm-hmm. gas. And he jumps right back to even the count at 2-2. Oh, baby. Looking for the changeup.
3 with a fastball over the outside corner.
He's fanned 3 in a row now. Getting stronger as the game goes on. Daniel Hudson only 91 pitches here with 2 out in the 8th inning.
This is that shutdown. There is an edge to his approach. His manager allowed him to hit. He didn't do what he wanted to do, but he's trying to reward his team and his manager for a chance to pitch deeper.
A little slider there now. He's got it working. He's got everything working.
It's a gutsy move to let him hit last half inning.
I thought it was a gutsy move.
A little changeup off the end of the bat. 1, 2, 3, go the Padres. Wow.
You wanted a shutdown inning. You got it from Daniel Hudson.
Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. CenturyLink Quest. It's now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com and you'll learn more.
Well, if you don't have tickets yet to this Sunday's game, it's not too late. Join us right here at Chase Field for the D-backs Padres game at 1:10 p.m. as we recognize our everyday heroes on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. The first 15,000 fans are going to take home a patriotic Stars and Stripes t-shirt, courtesy of Gila River Casinos. For tickets, call 602-462-4600 or visit dbacks.com/reunion. Got to get out of here for that.
That good-looking ring given away tomorrow night as well. Precious few tickets remain. The replica World Series ring. Chad Qualls, former Diamondback, in 70 appearances now. A 3.38 ERA. We know him, don't we, folks? He wants to hit your bat, but the bottom side of the bat.
That's exactly right. He had the heavy sinker and curveball. And there's that heavy sinker. He missed just down. But he's having a very good year, Chad Qualls, for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, truly a nice bounce-back year.
It was a miserable struggle for Chad Qualls here last year. Just never got anything going.
And you know, Gracie and I, if you listen to us night after night, we want this team to win, certainly. Not big and on making excuses for ball players, but he had also just, if there was any kind of bad luck along with the struggling pitching.
Hurt the knee. And then, if If they hit it soft, it was still a hit. If they hit it hard, it was never a line out. Just crummy luck.
He had a couple of 19-hopper walk-offs through the hole.
Exactly.
2-1. You know, Gracie, I might need to take a look at his batting average for balls in play. I mean, he might have had that bad of a year for last year. Would you like to do that?
Well, feel free to do it all you want, because it's really not a telling stat.
2-2 the count. That pitch is away.
He'll nearly chase that. That was about 4 feet outside, but he still nearly chased it. That's how much movement Chad Qualls gets on his pitches. Looking to get the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
(3-2). He took a slider. It was low.
What a big time at bat there by Hill. Laid off a pitch just down. Now Justin Upton.
Good-looking shoes, Chad Roberts, air conditioning, cool play.
Good-looking swing there, a bomb, number 30 on the year for Justin. And he's going to hit now with good speed at first base in Aaron Hill. Yeah, let's see 31 now. Yeah, I don't blame you guys.
One and 0 the count. 30 homers, 20 stolen bases. Power and speed, game-changing stuff. He's not alone in an MVP caliber season for Matt Kemp, and also one for Curtis Granderson. I mean, homers are great. He'd love one. He wouldn't mind getting those pom-poms waving for base hit down the line.
That's exactly right.
I love the crowd at home when they give the opposing pitcher the business for throwing over, as they should. I mean, that's a home crowd. When their manager that they cheer for passionately mandates it happen all the time for his team.
Throw over, keep them close.
I mean, Kirk Gibson, they started talking about that in February.
Well, a good slider there at the knees to start. Not start the at-bat, it's 1-1. There's the managerial wheel spinning over there. Qualls not very quick to the plate. He can be run on. Short lead by Hill.
She is ready to go, isn't she? She's got the old school Diamondbacks colors. My guess is that was her big sister's at one point.
Good chance that was a hand-me-down.
That was a great shot there, guys. The 1-1 outside. 2-1 the count. Great shots are what our crew's all about. We missed Don Shea Brown, who is not with us tonight, one of our camera operators, as he gathers with his family for the passing of his mother. And our thoughts and prayers are with Don Shea.
We're thinking about you.
We look forward to seeing you back soon. The 2-1 outside. Also a rally happy birthday wish today as we celebrate life as well to Charlene Freeman. Charlene Freeman, big Diamondbacks fan, looking on.
Doesn't miss a game, Charlene. It's 3-1 now after walking Aaron Hill. Chad Qualls in big-time danger of also doing the same thing to Justin Upton. He got too long with it. He just got too long with it. Tried to hit it 700 feet instead of just 400 feet. And because of that, he pops up. I mean, that is center cut. He just got a little long with it. And unfortunately for Justin Upton, a really good hitting situation he let get away. Now that probably will put Aaron Hill in motion. Go ahead and let Justin swing it for himself. You're in scoring position with Justin Upton when you're on first base. Now I would imagine he's going to be running.
Line drive, base hit into right center field. Hill's looking to get the third. And he gets there with the slide. Miguel Montero didn't wait around. His old battery mate out there, he went to whacking.
Well, Miguel Montero just having such a great 2 weeks here during this streak. As you said, didn't waste any time, just rips the first pitch he sees right back into center field. And Aaron Hill, no question in his mind, I'm on my way to third, folks. And they're loving it in Visalia.
Well said by you, the hometown of Aaron Hill. Also down in LSU as well, where he went to college.
Very true.
Here is Ryan Roberts.
It is now officially winning time, folks. This is what I used to call winning time. You love being in the batter's box in these situations because now you're the guy that can win this ball game for your club. And all you have to do is relax, take a deep breath, and just will your way to success in this situation.
Outside, 2-0 the count.
Lyle Overbay on deck. Qualls gets a lot of ground balls. That's what he's looking to get right here. Trying somehow, some way to get a double play ball and get out of this inning.
Roberts is 0 for 3. Pitches outside.
Did a good job of laying off a tough pitch there. And I would imagine he's got the green light.
Ryan has only rolled into 5 double plays this year. That is a really low number for a guy who gets a ton of ground balls on the mound. Bouncing ball, foul ball, ran it in.
Well, he had the green light. He just got way on top of the sinker there. Got him chase ball 4 there. Now you can send the runner. Miguel Montero at first base. Now you can try to stay out of that double play, but you have to trust that Ryan Roberts will first and foremost get a strike and then put it in play. Now, by sending the runner, man, you're okay if you get the ground ball. Ground ball will give you the lead. Not running.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
He got him to chase 2 pitches out of the zone and strike out. So Ryan Roberts just trying a little too hard in that situation, and he comes up empty. Look at the sink there from Qualls.
Well, and you knew you would get, if you're Roberts, a sinking fastball. You just knew it. Because of that, he's not going to go to his slider no matter what. He wanted a ground ball. So he threw him a sinker. There's a slider.
And a good one.
0-1 the count to Overbay. We didn't point this out earlier, but it applies. And Montero got the hit. Lefty's hitting .321 this year against Qualls. They hit .390 last year against him.
Lyle Overbay trying to get a guy home from third base with less than 2 outs. Hadn't happened tonight.
Pitch is low. 1-1 the count.
Diamondbacks had Gerardo Parra at third base with nobody out and a tie game. Couldn't score him. Now they've had Aaron Hill over there with 1 out. After a strikeout, Lyle Overbay now. As you can see, Ryan Roberts fit to be tied over there.
One and one the count. Swing and a miss. He has got an anvil sinker tonight. It's like it gets to the plate and suddenly it weighs 50 pounds.
You just have to make the ball be up in the strike zone. If it starts thigh high, it's going to dip out of the zone. It needs to start it around your belt for you to have to swing at it.
Slider.
Boy, nearly had the wild pitch there. A nice play by Hundley to smother that one.
Well, you've got to take the slider, I would think, out of your mind now. And then follow your advice. See it high, let it fly. See it low, let it go.
That's exactly it. Lyle Overbay, a veteran. He's been through these many, many times.
2-2, right back into center field. Turn back the clock, Knight. Lyle Overbay drives in the go-ahead run for the Diamondbacks. Boy, he looks good in purple, as he did back in 01.
Yeah, Gibby. At Kirk Gibson. Whack right back up the box. Nothing Chad Qualls can do. And the Diamondbacks take the lead. Aaron Hill scoring. And that is one happy dugout. Even the old Warhorse is doing the newfangled high fives, aren't they?
Kind of half-heartedly, but yes. kind of half-heartedly, but because he's a teammate. Breaking ball is outside. Well, we saw what happened. He clearly had the slider out of his mind, and he followed your advice. You gave him advice when he was a kid as a player. It was up enough, and he went after it, and he didn't try to pull it.
That's exactly right. You have to take what the pitcher gives you. If the pitcher doesn't give you anything, like we saw Ryan Roberts, he chased pitches out of the zone. Like right there. If he's not going to give you anything, go ahead and take the pitch. Now, if you're Chris Young, you can look for one pitch in one spot and go ahead and try to drive it somewhere.
Now, we saw J.J. clapping a moment ago. But Daniel Hudson is, he's at 93. He's going back out.
I would imagine. He's got his batting gloves on.
26-pitch inning for Qualls.
There's a strike.
Or was that a pretty at bat by Lyle? My goodness.
It was a pretty big one, too.
Bouncing ball out to third. To the bag, Lyle Overbay. Welcome home, young man. This is where it all started as a pro. When you dressed like that, Daniel Hudson ready to go back to work. See it high, let it fly. in the throwback purple uniforms tonight. Daniel Hudson. He's just Daniel Hudson. You could put him in a T-shirt and jeans and he'd pitch like that. And then Lyle Overbay, who got to know baseball wearing that color, kind of reluctantly got into the youngster celebration there. All right, I'll play along. Two totally different stories, two totally different journeys, yet here we are tonight with this team wearing purple. And it's yet just a same old ending, they hope, as they've seen a lot this year. Pitches in Jesus Guzman. He's got a tough customer for the first out. He's hitting 322 this year.
He's got some power. He can tie it up with one swing of the bat. He hadn't been up very long, yet he's already sitting on 40 RBIs. Another changeup, another strike. Boy, he's had a good changeup tonight, hasn't he?
A very good one, and J.J. Putt's not warming. David Hernandez.
He must be down tonight, J.J. J.J.'s deserved a night off. 0-2.
Pitches outside, a slider. On 0-2, threw it a slider, down and away. Deep breath, the 1-2. Change up, line drive down the line toward that bullpen. Up against the gate, and Guzman hustling in. He's got himself a leadoff double. You're tying runs 180 feet away.
Boy, he just sat on that changeup and smoked it down the left field line. A lot of savvy right there from a youngster. Boy, he was not fooled at all by that changeup. And he crunches it down the line.
Aaron Cunningham is out there running. Cunningham, a former Diamondback farmhand. Changeup sails in. By the way, you were playing along with our Kia text poll. By the way, C is the answer.
The majority of you got that right, folks. Nice going. 3-2 was the final.
The 1-0. Good firm fastball, 1-1.
And I'm sure Diamondback fans would love to see another 3-2 victory.
On a beautiful evening, starting to be mild outdoors. We're glad to have you indoors with us. This roof will start opening up pretty soon, we hope. Grounded to the right side. Boy, did he do his job. He wanted to drive him in, but second best choice, and he'll get a handful of handshakes in there, was to move him over.
Yeah, that was a big time at bat there. A very unselfish at bat there from Nick Hundley. He moves Cunningham now to third base. And Kyle Blanks now with an opportunity. The Diamondbacks they're going to play the infield in. That's surprising to me. A lot of times you'll just go ahead and concede the run and play for the win. Go ahead and let it, in other words, go ahead and concede the run on a ground ball, and then go ahead and try to take your chances in the bottom of the inning.
Right, get your second out and all that goes along with it.
But now, ball gets through. Now you got a possible big inning.
Inside, he's staying in there. He's over 100 pitches now. 102, Hudson. I mean, again, he's gone to 119, so not at all concerned. He's been very economical tonight. David looks ready. In again.
Strike two. desperately needing the strikeout. He's 2/3 of the way home. Now the crowd starting to make some noise. I like it.
Goodness gracious, you got the tying run at third, 2 strikes.
Got
him! Fastball up and away. He chases it. Don't you dare sit down there.
Well, He wasn't pitching to contact there. He wasn't looking to get the ground ball there. He was looking to blow his doors off. That's that rising fastball we've seen from Hudson. Just blew the big fellow away with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, okay. But now you got one more, young man. You got one more big out to go.
7th strikeout. Here's James Darnell. Darnell to right. Late on it. 0-1 the count. Hudson trying to take it the distance for the 3rd time this year.
Very loud crowd here tonight. They're getting behind Daniel. They're dying to see it.
Popped up right field. Here comes Justin Upton. The red-hot Diamondbacks in purple look good tonight.
How good did that young man pitch?
Hudson goes the distance for the 3rd time this year. He's got 16 victories. The Diamondbacks gain a game on the Milwaukee Brewers. They do so for the best record in the National League. They're 1/2 game back of Milwaukee. They win it by a score of 3-2.
That Kirk Gibson, he goes ahead and lets Hudson pitch or hit for himself a couple of innings ago, and the youngster pays him back by going the distance and getting the victory.
Arizona's magic number is down to 11. They are 1/2 game back. They are banging on Milwaukee, Wisconsin's door. They just as soon host to open in the playoffs when they earn the right. Let's get on out to the post-game show. Todd and Joe, they got their jerseys on. They're ready to roll. They're out of the training room. They've got to talk about a post-game show after the break.